Welcome everyone to the Trisbrina Show. Tonight's episode is
We're going deep.
6 signs that you need an energy detox.
You might need one.
Might need one and or boost your immune system. How do you know if you need that? Because we're about to do a 5-day totally free energy challenge where for 5 days we take people through a multitude of modalities and methods and processes to detox their energy, to reboot their energy, and supercharge their immune system.
That's right.
So someone might look at that invitation and go, well, how do I know?
Yeah.
How do I know?
I'd be scratching my head. Do I need an energy detox?
Do you have a quiz I could take?
Yeah, can we put you in a quiz funnel? So I want to read you some very important things that are written here. You know how often the word detox sounds like a yucky word, like, oh, you've got yucky stuff inside and you need to purge it out.
Or deprivation.
Or you've got to go through a deprivation. We're not doing that. You might imagine drinking some weird concoctions. You can drink whatever you want, but there's no weird concoctions that we're promoting. You don't need to stir butter into your coffee. I doubt, bathroom issues typically doesn't happen with this detox.
One of those.
Although we did have one person who had a nice,
actually quite a few.
Smooth move.
Totally true. During these 5-day energy events, I'd say at least a dozen people have reached out to us and say, I know this is weird, but I've really struggled with constipation, and I'm not now. And that would make sense.
Well, it has to do with emotional stuff and cleaning up energy blockages. It definitely can help you release. But we're not going to give you any supplements or anything like that. It's going to be pure energy work. It doesn't require any special clothing. It doesn't require anything weird or woo-woo. Maybe a little woo, but not too much. There will be a series of mind-body healing and breathing techniques. Lots of that. And we're going to reset your life and your energy. And we've done this for thousands of people. I think we're in our 4th year of doing it online. And then at least year 30 of working with people since we've had our own school and healing studios. So that's what's going down. And today we're going to talk about those 6 things. They're kind of signs. Like, hey, maybe something's going on with me.
Because a lot of people have symptoms or feelings, physical, mental or emotional, but it hasn't occurred to them that getting their energy flowing, because that doesn't seem very tangible until you have experienced it, that getting the energy flowing is actually maybe the best solution, because we think that all of these problems are basically the root cause is an energy disruption.
Can I do the first one?
Absolutely.
It's very personal. Did you say absolutely not?
I said absolutely. You can do all of them.
No. We'll trade, or we'll double whammy.
All right.
We'll double whammy. So the first one has to do with your physical body and pain that just sticks around for a long time, chronic pain. And that's the reason that I learned the energy arts. Was I had back pain. Many of you know my story, so won't be sharing the story per se, but I want to talk about pain that moves around, or pain that just is, you're looping in it. There's a pattern, a reactive pattern, something mind-body, but even more than mind-body, it can be disruptions in the energy system. So the body, it's got an internal matrix of energy. There are channels that the energy flows through, just like blood, okay? And this is chi or ki or prana, as the yogis call it. Here in the West, we call it life force. When it gets disrupted or blocked and it slows its flow and it gets stagnant, that's when pain actually can show up in the tissues and in the organ systems. And when things get backed up, it's not just physical pain. It can lead to different types of illness. It can definitely lead to low energy. And a lot of people have been telling us, I don't know what it is, but my energy's super low. In fact, people who are signing up right now for the 5-day energy challenge, when they answer a question about what they'd most like to learn, where they're feeling the most stuck, it's low energy is a big part of it. So that is definitely a sign that you can have some blockages in the system. And what we'll be doing during the energy challenge is showing you how to open them up and also use your mind to move the energy, the life force, through different areas and supercharge them back to high vibe.
I think that sometimes we have pain in an area of our body, and for me it could be maybe a lack of oxygen and oxygenated blood is not able to get to that area, because when you have an injury, if you can get a lot of oxygenated blood to it, the body knows how to heal itself. That's sort of the basis of a lot of yoga stretches, is creating a tourniquet, holding it, releasing the tourniquet, which gives you a more powerful flow of blood and oxygen. So a lot of the energy modalities that we'll share with you is going to get everything flowing more, so that you can get oxygen to those areas that are constricted and in pain. Because think about it, when we put oxygen in our body, there's an expansion. When something is in pain, it usually feels very small and tight, like a contraction.
I'm glad that you brought that one up, because the Chinese masters of Qigong and energy work talk about how blood and Qi are carried together. Yeah, the Qi in the blood is an important component. That's why they talk a lot about having healthy blood flow, and they talk a lot about something called bone marrow washing, which is where you build and stimulate new cells, new blood cells, specifically lymphocytes, the cells that help boost and bolster your immune system. That'll be a big part of the detox.
Which there are science, what do you call them?
Evidence-based?
Evidence-based studies measuring people's blood.
Yeah.
Before
their white blood cells
and after doing energy work, and there is a measurable difference in the way that it boosts the immune system.
Yeah, there's many studies today. In fact, my friend, and I was just on Skype with him, Mark Waldman, who we have officially declared that he is a neurogeek, and he's okay with that. He does so much science-based study on the brain and the body and the neurology of what's going on inside. And he always turns me on to these great studies from something called PubMed. And he's blown away too by how effective Qigong can be for the immune system. And that's why he always promotes this event. And by the way,
tells his people
Mark,
about
thank you for promoting this year. I super appreciate it, man. Okay, cool.
Okay, number 2, a second way that you might know that you could use an energy detox or reboot or boost your immune system is difficulty sleeping.
Yeah.
So that's like a big area, right? So difficulty sleeping means I'm sleeping, but I'll call it, for me, it's thin, it's shallow. I almost feel like I'm awake the whole time, like maybe a mother feels when they first have a child because you're so worried. Or I fall asleep really sound, but then I wake up after not sleeping enough hours. So just all those difficulty sleeping, or I don't sleep at night and then I want to sleep during the day. That rhythm is off. The ability to because during sleep is when your body heals. During sleep is when
you get human growth hormone dumped into your system.
Which is boosting the immune system. I mean, right now, especially online, it's all about get more sleep, get more sleep. And some people are trying, but they can't.
Sleep is a form of energy work. It's a form of Qigong, because Qigong is about recharging your energy system. So when you sleep, you actually are unplugging from the noise and overthinking or stimulation in the brain. And the system, the nervous system, the energetic system, everything reboots while you go to sleep. You guys know, we all know, when we don't get enough sleep, we feel exhausted. And it's incredibly difficult to focus. There's no pep in our step. And we weaken our system. We can get sick from lack of sleep. And it really is like plugging in to a charging station when you get deep sleep. So it's a form of energy work, and it's important to set it up. We'll teach some hookups again this year and a few other things to help people sleep better.
Yeah, I think people are sleep deprived. Many people for so long, they're like, oh, I've always just slept 5 hours, that they think that that's normal. And what we want to shift is that might be your normal, but is it the best normal for your health? And can we help you with some energy shifts so that if you choose to sleep 6 or 7 or 8 hours a night, you can.
Yeah. Sleep is essential. I love my sleep.
Yeah.
Who else is a lover of sleep?
Keith.
Keith loves sleep. Sabrina's dad. I find it so rejuvenating. Oh. And if I can't meditate, let's say like there's a lot going on and I just need to chill out and decompress, I'll take a nap. And I'm quite good at it. And it saves the day. So sleep is essential.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But see, some people, they're so exhausted and they're taking these little naps, but then they can't sleep at night. So it's about getting the
rhythm.
energy flow so the rhythm is on. Okay, moving on to number 3.
Okay, let's
You
do
ready?
it. I forgot what it is.
Exactly.
I already know.
It's like inability to focus, memory challenges.
Brain fog.
Brain fog. You're
Fuzzy.
trying to think about this thing, but
Fuzzy brain.
you're going to the garage to get something,
Oh,
and you
don't
get
you
in the
hate
garage,
that?
and
What
you're
was
like,
it I was
"What?"
looking for?
Especially when you're walking with such purpose. Walk,
Oh
walk,
my
walk, walk,
gosh,
open the
what
door,
did I
walk
come
there.
in here for? Or like you're having a conversation with someone and you're like, oh, and there's this thing I need to tell you. And then you're like, I can't freaking remember. And then you start thinking, what's wrong with me?
Yeah.
You know what's wrong? Probably didn't get enough sleep. And you could have some disruptions going on. That brain-body connection. The key here, I think, is opening up the spine.
Yeah.
Getting the energy flowing up and down the spine. Get that
Totally.
brain-body connection. And the key is breath. And so we're going to do a lot of what's called pranayama. It's a type of yogic breathing that lights your brain up and clears that fog.
I feel brain fog when it's really hot out and really humid. Like that.
It's 'cause you're overheated.
I know it doesn't make a lot of sense, but it's
heat.
just this feeling like I have trouble thinking straight. But when your energy is off, you might feel that just you wake up in the morning and you were in bed and you were in bed for X amount of hours, but you don't wake up like, yay! You wake up going, am I going to have time to nap today? Because it's just you can't get things done. You might be sitting at your desk and you have your list of 6 things, and why can't you get through them? What happens when you get to number 2? Where do you go in your head that you never get around to completing it because of that fog and that memory?
Can I interrupt the show?
Yeah.
So I sit next to Sabrina every week and do the Sabrina show, and then I sit next to her sometimes in our other location, and there's a beautiful Buddha we call Serenity that sits behind us, and we do different trainings. And I've just been doing this with you for so many years, and I always look over and I'm watching and listening, and then I'm connecting with you guys. But I really like looking this way too, because my lady is so beautiful. And I sit here and I think, gosh, you're so pretty.
Aw.
And you're so, I've almost said sweet. You're such an angel bear. Sabrina, a lot of people say that she's very sweet. She's like, but what about all the other stuff too?
I'm not that sweet.
You are very sweet.
Today I wasn't.
But anyway, you are just such an awesomely amazing, beautiful person. And I just was like having a moment right now, like this is my life. I like my life. It's really good. You know, we work hard and we're like, did you do it yet? But this human being, and this is energy work, right? Because you can have funky stuff in your relationships.
Yes, and it can be your energy.
And your energy can be off, but when your energy's open, and I'm sorry I'm jumping ahead a little bit here to kind of to number 4, but you feel so much love and compassion and joy with the people that are in your life. And I am overwhelmed and flooded with love for this person. And that's from doing Qigong. Because you're so awesome. I just had to interrupt the show. But
you.
it actually
Thanks,
tied
honey.
right into the energy work.
Number 4
Is toxic relationships.
inviting people to tell you how great you are. No, number 4 is like lacking clarity. It's very similar to the memory one, but it's, to me, it has more of a spiritual side to it. You can't really hear your intuition. You're cut off from your gut. And on the outside, that's probably going to look like procrastination because you can't make a decision. Because a lot of times we want to know we're making the right decision. So when somebody's like, gosh, I just have such a hard time making decisions, what they're probably saying is, I haven't learned yet to really be in touch with my gut feeling and how that makes me feel. I'm not clear on how I feel about things because I don't feel it strong enough. And when you do energy work and your energy is flowing, you know what you're feeling. You're like, that feels good, that doesn't. And that can help guide all of your decisions.
It can help guide what?
It can help guide all of your decisions.
I'm going to just add on to that a little bit that energetically what is happening when we're talking about the gut and the heart and also wisdom is you're opening up your energy centers. And when your energy centers are activated, you're more tapped in to that inner knowing, to that gut instinct, to that level of intuition and clarity. And so sometimes that's a real, I want to just say an alignment with the source of all that is, the pure energy, the love force energy pouring to you. You're so open that you're allowing it to pour in, and it lights up these energy centers, it pools and stores, and you have these kind of superhuman skills of great love, great compassion, great understanding. Capacity. Yeah. And that I think is the guiding element to all of this. Like we often say, through the body. Like you got to unblock the body. You got to get the energy back in the body. You got to make sure you're getting enough rest and you're rebooting so that you can unlock this level of clarity and love and purpose. Like, because without that, so what if you're super fit and healthy and you can live to 100, then you're not lit up by love, right?
Yeah.
So
do you remember, like, probably 13 or 15 years ago, everybody was doing pink and brown weddings and decor. If your house is still pink and brown, no judgments. But I just remember when we were getting married, we were like, maybe we should have a pink and brown wedding. And
we said that? That would have been something you thought of.
I did, because it was so trending. It was so trending, but we went with yellow.
Yeah, that was really beautiful.
Okay, I'm ready for number 5. But before that, so there's signs that you need an energy detox, but then we talked about capacity. If you haven't experienced great capacity of health, of resilience, of vitality, of love, of being able to juggle multiple things, like the opposite of everything we're saying, you might not even realize the capacity, your potential for that capacity. Because sometimes people will say, yeah, my shoulder hurts, but it's not that bad. Because they have forgotten how great it feels to have a shoulder that can do anything, or to have more than enough energy.
Punching.
Yeah.
If I couldn't punch, I'd be really sad. I like to punch. I go to the gym and I punch this bag, and it makes this sound. Whack! And it just feels so good. I love it.
Okay, number 5, and you can let us know in the chat, those who are here live, if you have the symptom. Are you a little snippy?
Oh, a little moody?
A little snippy?
I don't want to.
Just a little irritable, a little quick on the trigger.
Had a temper tantrum lately.
A little bit of biting back when maybe the person didn't deserve it. If you weren't already in that, that person said this and that person did that, and I sat in traffic all day and I'm so sick of wearing this mask and I don't know what to believe anymore.
And how dare they?
And who's saying this? And where's my normal life? And you're already there, and somebody does something.
Up.
And even if they do something that's totally crap, like somebody did something today that really bothered me, you're more snippy because you're so loaded. Where before you just maybe be like, hey man, that's on them, if that's the kind of life they want to have. So just a little too snippy, a little too just irritable at a commercial, right? You're like, another commercial, right? Everything, or it's how hot is it gonna be?
Oh, so here's what that is. Just like when you get acupuncture and they're balancing out the energy, too hot, too cold, too fire, too water, too yin, too yang. That's when your energy's too yang. Your energy's too hot. You're too hot, too irritated, too inflamed, right? We need to yin your booty down a little bit. So you need more flow down techniques. Sometimes you need like up techniques, which we're going to talk about in a moment. But too hot, too friskified.
That's great you use the word inflammation, because the first symptom was like physical pain. Chronic pain. A lot of those PubMed studies show that doing energy work like Qigong and the breath work and the joint mobility drastically increases inflammation. It's actually a big...
Doing it decreases it or increases it?
Decreases inflammation.
Sorry, I want to make sure you...
So physically, and then now we're saying it also decreases that
'Cause the connection...
inflammation of your irritability and your snippiness.
Thank you, because
You're welcome.
Your body is an extension of your mind, and your mind is being fed by your body. They're completely in cahoots together. It's body-mind aligned or it's body-mind disaligned. So if you're disaligned, you're going to be funked up in either or both departments, right?
Yep.
So that's how it...
Yep.
Are we on to number 6 yet, or not
Almost.
yet?
6 is next.
I know.
But before we get to 6...
No, 6
So-
comes after 5, I think.
We did 5.
We're
5
on
was snippy.
5. We're expanding on 5.
Oh, you're still snippy. Okay.
I'm not snippy. Do I seem snippy? I'm so not snippy. I'm so chill. Like, we had somebody do something really lame today, and I could have been so pissed off, man. Like, really bad. And you know what? Because I'm like really doing the energy work right now because I want to show up lit up for next week. It rolled right off. I was like a duck. You know when you throw stuff on the duck, water, and it just rolls right... I was just like, had a moment like, huh. All right.
I texted my friend Kim. She attends these shows sometimes, and I told her Jesus' prayer was,
Oh,
Father,
don't do it. Don't do
forgive them for they know not what they do. And I said, the best I can do right now is, Father, forgive them because they don't mean to be a narcissist. But if you want to give them a tummy ache, I'm okay with this.
She was being silly.
I was trying to find humor in it.
That's right.
So we're planning on moving. And so I need to give my closet a detox and reboot. So when it was time to get dressed tonight, I decided to go all the way to the end of the closet. That makes it sound like the closet's big. It's really not. And whatever was like the ones on the far end that haven't been worn in 10 years, I was going to put it on and either wear it or it was going to Goodwill. And I found this.
This is from Goodwill?
It's up for... It's either Goodwill
It's going
or
to
not.
Goodwill.
Well, I haven't worn it in 10
I'm
years.
confused by that.
Oh. Cleavage.
Oh, is that what that is?
No.
I'm so
No, this
confused.
is full of sequins.
Oh.
It's actually sequins. It looks sheer, but it's not. If you think it's sheer, but it's not.
Are we doing commercials?
Sequins.
We have jingles, commercial jingles. We have Broadway shows, not just musicals. We get whole shows sometimes. Yeah, we get a lot of fun around here.
Okay, number 6.
Let me guess. Hold on. It's the opposite of hot. It's too diminished, too passive, which is like feeling victim or worrying or like self-judgment, like when you implode and go too much inside.
Worry, looping,
Yeah.
doom,
Gloom.
anxiety. Yeah.
That's
That kind of depression. So yeah, you're putting it all inward rather than being snippy towards the other person. You're doing it all inward.
So what are we
Same
missing
thing.
here? We're going, this is a good analogy, right? So we talk about, sorry, get blurry. In the middle is that balance flow line. But when you come too far out to the sides on either hot or yin or yang, that's when it gets cray-cray. It's not like love and fear. Love is the through line. It's down the middle. But you can go in either direction and be out of whack. Does that make sense? So that's why when someone goes too far to one side, it flips back to the other. What do I mean by that? If someone is too shut down, too yin, too holding back, they get to a breaking point where they come out and go crazy.
Mm-hmm.
We see it with children who are super suppressed and they go take an Uzi and shoot around the schools. Right? Like it's that flipping.
That's pretty drastic.
But I'm saying if you go too far, like be careful, right? You can explode. And people who are always bully or aggressive or explosive, they end up weakening themselves. They end up becoming broken. They become so hot that they break themselves. Mm-hmm. So you go too far either direction, no good. You get squashed like grape. Stay in the flow line. So those are 6 really good ways to identify if you might want to benefit from an energy detox and a reboot.
Mm-hmm.
And even if you were just perfect already, why not have some more awesome energy flowing
Expanding your capacity.
Yeah.
Because the reason that we wanted to theme the energy event, the detox and reboot, which we've done one time before, was because of that. That's really boosting the immune system, and there's going to be an underlying theme of being resilient,
Right.
because we're resilient in the physical body, resilient in our energy, which is going to make us resilient in our relationships, resilient in our
emotions.
thoughts,
Yeah.
resilient in our bank accounts because of the creativity and ideas. Because when you live in this place of lack and gloom and low energy, it's really hard to be prosperous in any way in your life. I think they're very connected.
I would concur. And I used to not tie finances and abundance and money into health practices. But I just, over time, I think we both came to the conclusion that energy is everything.
Mm-hmm.
And energy manifests in every aspect of life, including how you take care of your home, to how you run your business, to how you handle your finances, your relationships. Energy is everything.
Yep. Because energy, it exudes from you. And that's what creates opportunities and synchronicity and the ability to
insights.
just happen to meet that person at that time, just happen to look at that magazine, to hear that thing, to put those thoughts together, to create that idea at the right place at the right time. That's what we include in energy, is being in tune with life, being in the energy of abundance and being in the energy of source, that playfulness that's always talking to us. That's why the lack of mojo or the lack of clarity, number 4, to me is maybe the saddest one, to lack clarity, to lack that ability to remember how beautiful we are, and to remember how big we can be, and to remember how much we are loved, and how there's always guidance. There's always something wherever you're looking that is guiding you towards the best choice possible.
Not a lot to add to that. I'll just go with my win for the day. My win for the day was maintaining my energy flow and my choice to choose happiness and love over reactivity, anger, how dare you, this is bullshit, and all of that. I was like, why would I hurt myself?
We'll put the link on there.
Okay. Why hurt myself?
Mm-hmm.
Why damage and
Yes.
restrict and steal my own joy because someone else is making, in my opinion, an unconscious decision? Why would I let that hurt me?
To give them a double win, right?
To give them a double... You know how you want to win over people that are selfish or take advantage or whatever? Be happier than them.
Yeah.
Well, it's not even them. Just be happy.
Yeah.
Be lit up. Find love. Doesn't mean that you let people walk over you. I'm certainly going to bring things up, and I'm going to be more mindful. I remembered Wayne Dyer. We teach people how to treat us. I mean, that was a little bit of a mantra today. I was like, oh, good lesson, good learning. Thank you. Okay. I just
have a
learned
story
something.
when you're done.
I'm going to put a link on the page so that you can join us for the 5-day energy. And as soon as you register, you're going to get a gift. And it's something Sabrina filmed. Well, we filmed it together, I guess, the other day. It's an immune system supercharger. Okay?
Yeah, and what if you have your own business or you want to teach online, this was actually filmed in natural light. It's just this past Monday morning in a little neighborhood park right down the street with my pink iPhone, this one right here. Well, it's not, the case is pink, on a selfie stick. And I actually took footage of it being filmed. I don't know if you can hear. We have a
snoring dog.
We have massive snoring. So I have this really funny thing that I'm so patient and I'm so forgiving until I'm not. And I actually have this visual that every person I know, they get their own balloon with me. Everybody has a balloon.
We all have a balloon.
And the more I know you and the more maybe love that we've shared, the larger your balloon.
Aw.
Yeah.
My balloon's
your
ginormous.
balloon's one of those with the handle that you can go boom, 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 boom.
Oh.
You know?
I thought I had a hot air balloon by now. Because I'm full of hot air.
So when I'm interacting with someone and there's like a wrong action or something that makes me feel like
It's not in alignment with yours.
yes, it's not in alignment with the relationship that I choose to have in my life. I take out their balloon and I blow in it, and then I put it away.
Does that mean you made more space?
It means I blew a little air in it. Now you want your balloon to be empty.
Oh, you want your balloon to be empty.
Yeah.
Got it.
And what happened today is with this particular person, their balloon had a lot of air in it from the past years.
Okay.
And when I blew in it, it went bang. And it was so funny in that moment. I went, oh, I'm done. I'm done. I now realize, pow, in that moment, poof, there's not an alignment. And I can totally let that person be everything that they want to be. But I know that I will not choose to intertwine my energy in that direction again. And I could let go of judgment when it popped. But it was, and I've had that with people in the my brother laughs. He goes, "Uh-oh, did their balloon pop today?" Because when it pops, it pops.
It's funny you're saying that. So remember last year I told you there's a line. It was something one of my self-defense coaches used to say, be nice until it's no longer time to be nice. She's much nicer, right? Because on the other side of be nice, now it's no longer time to be nice.
Because I blow in balloons and he hits bags.
But this was a self-defense analogy. It's like, hey, no, I don't want to fight. Hey, no, I don't want to fight. So it was a scenario-based. I don't want to fight. You're dead to me. Right? It's sort of like that. That's when the balloon popped. But yours is much better. But I have moments like that where I'm like, I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm just done.
But you can be I'm done from a place of not clear and feeling picked on.
Yeah.
Or you can actually, I mean, a lot of people have it in marriages where they're trying, it's been 20 years, they're working on this, and there becomes a time where they say, you know what, neither of us is going to be the best person that we can be staying together. The best choice may be to move in different directions. That's not a bad thing, in my opinion. When you realize that it's not healthy for me, doesn't feel good for me to intertwine my energy in the ways that I had in a very connected way with this person that repeatedly did choices that didn't feel good. So when I said I was done, it didn't feel bad at all.
You just gave me a moment of enlightenment.
Oh, good.
I just realized there are moments in my life where I have felt done, but it wasn't external at all. I was done inside being a reactor.
That's great.
It just simply dropped. Now, I may or may not choose to interact with you. That's to be determined. But I just became free. Because the reactor, the controller, dropped. And that's what dropped. And that's why I'm happy. Because I actually had an internal breakthrough.
Yeah. I think sometimes, aren't you guys enjoying our therapy session?
It's not therapy, man.
I think sometimes
awakening.
we can keep having a relationship with people that maybe it's time that we move on to have other situations, because there's some kind of carrot dangling. Maybe we think, oh, this is good for my business, this is good for this, this is good for that. Agenda. Oh, those other people think this about this person, and if I don't think that about them, maybe it's going to hurt my relationship with those other people. So there's like all this crap. All this BS.
Ramifications.
Yeah. And I feel really good. I feel like, because when I'm not done with that one person that has that particular vibration or frequency, when I can be done with them, I can be done with that frequency.
Thank you for saying that.
I don't have to meet that frequency and have this disappointed feeling again.
Because it's not the person.
Again. Yeah.
You called it, I called it in. It's a friggin' energy frequency. And who wants to recreate the same old? Because you'll just, like you can, I'm done with you and I cut that person out or whatever. The contract is this. You can't just go and recreate it. The freedom is in ending the freaking cycle
with that
of
frequency,
that vibration,
and then you can be with that person, and it feels good because our energy is more free.
Sounds so simple.
Seems like we had a little detox today.
Pri is here. Hi, Pri.
Does this conversation make sense? The way that we're talking about it.
So true, says Pri.
Right? It's not personal. It doesn't have to be personal. So the freedom isn't freedom from that person.
No, it's not
because
about
the person
them.
never did anything. They
If
were
you
just
didn't
being the best they
have
could
them,
be.
you couldn't be free of that thing. You should say thank you to them.
I'm not going that far.
But you do it here. You know, I got that lesson from a karate teacher. I got hit in the tummy. He made us both sit down, take a deep breath, get up, and made me bow to my partner. And I was like, well, I did it anyway, right? But that lesson has been given early on in life. No, they showed you where you were open. They showed you where you could grow. Wow, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it doesn't mean I want to hang out with them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
grateful.
I'm actually feeling really happy right now because I see that I'm going to choose better,
Different vibration.
different, a little bit more clarity, more in tune with where I am. And it also shows me that maybe in the past 15 years, maybe I've grown, and it's not that person's fault that maybe they didn't choose to.
You've evolved, you've changed. So the dance changes.
Yeah.
Maybe they're dancing the same dance, but your dance has shifted. That partnership doesn't work anymore.
Yeah, are you dancing to a different song now than you did, and they're still dancing to the other one, and the dance doesn't work?
And they've been dancing that all along, and you used to like that dance, but now you've changed. Oh, but they should have changed? Man, we're going deep. Okay. Good stuff, huh? I mean, it's kind of 101.
Kind of conversation.
When you're looking at it, when your perspective is clear, you're like, oh yeah, no duh. But when you're in it, it's so freaking real.
People really
so
feel
heavy.
that in relationships with romantic partners and with family, because we all grow in different ways, and then you think they changed, maybe you changed, and who are we to ask somebody else to dance to your new song? Just to let everybody be where they are, and your partners may change.
Well, I'm glad you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for all the amazing feedback.
Oh, good.
Thank you, Melissa. Thank you, Ron. Thank you, Pri, Bonnie, all of you who came and joined and shared, and those of you chilling and checking out the replay. Thanks for hanging out on whatever day it is.
We won't get this kind of vibe probably during the 5-day energy event. It's going to focus more on modalities.
Yeah.
But it's so much bigger than just that. It's so much bigger than the Qigong that you'll learn, the Qi FT, the Qi balls, the healing. You'll hear people in the chat having these miraculous things happen to their physical body, the emotional body. It's absolutely one of the most incredible weeks of the year, because it's so inspiring. It will fuel you to continue your own energy practices, just to hear what some of the people who have never experienced energy flow, how drastic the change is. Like a tree, I always use this analogy, you plant a tree, the first year it's like, wow, look how much it grew. But then the 20-year-old tree, it's hard to see how much it grew in a year. And you get to hear these kind of new people who are new to energy having these just incredible experiences. Are you doing mime?
I'm laying,
Are you miming?
I'm laying a narrative on top of your narrative. I just wanted to share all the beautiful posts and all the things. I'm emoting. Okay. As always, thanks for playing. And let's cruise on out of this joint. Yeah! Thanks, sweet friends. Do you know how much we love you guys? You know, right? Ha!
You each have a balloon.
Everyone gets balloons now. Balloons for everybody.
Balloons for everyone! Smile, take your glasses off.
Smile for the camera.
Yeah.
Smile.
Snip it.
I have drunk
Pick
eyes.
it.
Ta-ta.